Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker is suing the federal government because apparently they're stopping him from forcing poor people to get drug tests in order to eat. Now, in Wisconsin, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP or food stamps, or in Wisconsin, it's known as the FoodShare program, federal law says that you cannot, that the states have no additional room to impose new conditions on people who get this program, right? So Walker is suing the federal government in order to change that. So what is this? What is this all about? What do they want to change? Well, according to Wisconsin Attorney General Brad Schimel, he said that this lawsuit seeks to provide clarity that the state of Wisconsin indeed does have that authority to require drug testing for people on in the FoodShare program. So according to the Huffington Post, the whole lawsuit appears to hinge on whether or not the state can treat people on in the FoodShare program just like they treat people on welfare or in the TANF program, the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. So the new law that calls for drug tests also claims that an individual who is in the food stamp program is also considered to be in the welfare program. Now that's interesting because these two programs are very different. Now Republicans, they love to lump all these programs together and call it all welfare. They even like to call Social Security and Medicare and stuff like that welfare. Unless, of course, they are on Social Security and Medicare. Then, of course, they're like, no, I earned benefit. I've earned this. Whatever, right? They like to call this welfare. They like to call any sort of government program that helps non-rich people welfare. And, of course, once they do that, they can turn public opinion against it so that people are like, oh, yeah, welfare? Yeah, we don't like that. Yeah, of course we want to cut that welfare. Oh, shit, they just cut something that I liked. Oh, no. It's pretty much what happens, man. So in a press release about this lawsuit, Wisconsin says the state's position is that FoodShare recipients are welfare recipients and therefore may be tested and sanctioned for the use of controlled substances. Now, this isn't like it's not about trying to preserve the system, right? This isn't trying to verify that we think that so many people in Wisconsin are taking drugs and also getting federal money, so we just want to preserve the integrity of the system. No. This is another way to shame poor people. Just like this program, these attempts to drug test people on welfare in other states have the same goal. It's not about saving money. It's not about the integrity of the system. It's about shaming poor people. Remember, almost half of all people on food stamps nationally work. All right? And the ones that don't, the rest are children, the elderly, the disabled, and veterans. Yeah, veterans. And some are even active military members. You realize that there are some ranks in the military that don't pay our troops enough to survive on their own, and then they have to get food stamps and use it at the commissary on base. Yeah. Those people must be the moochers, right? Oh, I dare you to go up to a military member who's on food stamp and call them a moocher. Yeah, let's see what happens when you do that. I'd love to see it. You should film it and put it on YouTube. 1 million views. No, nobody's going to do that because nobody's that fucking stupid. But yet, there are people that are so ignorant, that don't understand anything, that go out and say, of course everybody on food stamps is a moocher. No, dude, most people work. Almost half of all people on food stamps work. The thing is that this is corporate welfare. Is that this allows certain companies, corporations that are supremely wealthy to get by paying their employees so low that they have to rely on government benefits. That's what this is. But people don't want to realize that. They just want to call these people lazy and moochers. And now, of course, druggies. Now, across the country, and this is interesting, states that have implemented these kinds of drug tests for people that are on welfare that have not only wasted taxpayer money doing this, and then, of course, a lot of these efforts have been ruled unconstitutional, because that's what it is, unconstitutional. It's also found that people on these programs, government programs, use drugs at a lower rate than families that don't use any sort of welfare program. So the thing that you went out there to try to prove, you debunked. You're saying, I can't believe all these people, these druggies are using welfare. We need to test them all. And then they come back and the results are definitely the opposite of what you expected. You're like, oops. Well, now what do we say? How do we get how do we get people who hate poor people to vote for us now? What are we going to do? Well, they're going to keep spreading this lie, these lies and this misinformation because, frankly, it's kind of popular to do. It's really popular. It's a popular strategy. It's a good strategy to divide poor and middle class people by getting them to blame each other for their problems. When really, a lot of who's causing these problems are people who are super wealthy and are also politicians out looking to exploit ignorant people. And as I said, the facts don't stop these kind of assholes. They just don't. All the research, all the facts, and even the law says that Scott Walker and people who clamor to drug test poor people are wrong. And they're only doing it, of course, to demonize the poor and stir up ignorant people for votes. Now, I gotta ask, how despicable are these people? And this is all while, of course, Scott Walker is getting massive amounts of money from people who want to completely destroy the social safety net system. They want to rip the social safety net out. Pull the rug out from these people, from under these people. Also, of course, his funders, libertarians, so-called libertarians like the Koch brothers, Sheldon Adelson, also that they can make an extra dollar.